You just got to build relationships.
Hello, friends. If you missed the last episode, we talked about why AI went from optional to non-negotiable in business. Go back and review it. It sets the stage for today. Even giant corporations depend on relationships. That might sound funny at first. They have budgets, data, logistics, and distribution on a scale most of us never touch. Still, what keeps the engine running is human connection. The names are familiar. Amazon, Nike, Starbucks, Southwest Airlines. They each prove the same point. When people feel seen, heard, and part of something, they stick around, they share, and they spend again. Let's start with Amazon. Jeff Bezos is famous for saying that the focus should be on the customer because even happy customers want more. Translation, never stop listening. That's a relationship mindset dressed up as a strategy. When you keep returning to the same question, what would make this person's life easier? You find new ways to serve and you earn the next conversation. Now, think about Nike, Starbucks, and Southwest. They're too big to form one-to-one relationships with every customer in a personal way. So they scale connection through community. They provide people with reasons to identify with one another. Runners trade stories. Coffee people swap orders. Frequent flyers share tips. It's still relationships, just woven customer to customer with the brand hosting the room. That community isn't a marketing trick. It's a retention strategy. Here's the good news. If you're a small business owner, you don't need a massive brand to do this. You can do it at the owner level, the founder level, or your level. When a real person shows up, answers messages, shares a point of view, and remembers names, conversion rates jump. You might not build the next trillion-dollar company, but your percentage of people who buy after talking with you can beat the big companies because the connection is personal. Now let's talk about loyalty versus one-off transactions. After decades of digital change, one truth keeps showing up. People trust people over and over. Studies have found that recommendations from friends and family are the most trusted message you can receive. That's why community matters. It keeps the conversations alive between customers, not just between the customer and the company. And it's why relationship-first strategies continue to win, even with all this new technology. Now, there's another shift you've already noticed, the rise of the human face. For years, the company was the star. Big products, big ads, big budgets. Today, individual people carry more weight than logos. You can see it in your feeds. The influencers, the content creators, founders, CEOs, the product builders. People want to hear from people. That doesn't mean every creator is credible. Some buy their followers. Some lack the spark. But the ones who build real connections are winning, and the brands know it. They're encouraging their executives and frontline teams to show up as genuine people, speak plainly, and interact where customers already are. Here's a part I want you to take personally. You don't need 3 million followers to make this work. You can be micro and still be mighty. If you have 3,000 people who know you and you focus on the right ones, you can do as well as someone with 3 million casual fans. It isn't a popularity contest. It's a relevance contest. Find your right people, serve them well, and let your relationships compound. Let me connect this to systems because relationships need structure. The biggest companies don't scale on vibes. They scale with systems. One of the most proven is called Six Sigma. It teaches you to map a process, set the sequence, and establish the timing to achieving a predictable outcome. Follow the steps, you get the result. Repeatable, teachable, measurable. That's why major companies and even city governments use it. When you combine systems with a genuine human connection, you get something powerful. Your process delivers consistency, and your presence delivers trust. So what does a relationship system look like for a smaller business? It's simple. You give people a place to belong, a straightforward way to participate, and a reason to invite a friend. You show up as a person, not just a logo. You create small rituals that your customers can rally around, such as weekly office hours, a member spotlight, or a live Q&A. You keep your replies warm and you keep them fast, and you close the loop by asking for feedback, then acting on it. That's how big brand community strategy becomes a small brand habit that you can run every single week. Let me anchor this with two quick research callouts. First, McKinsey's State of AI report states that teams deriving real value from modern AI aren't just adding tools. They're redesigning workflows. So people spend more time on high trust moments and less time on heavy lifting. Second, Nelson has long reported that recommendations from people you know sit at the top of the true list, which is precisely why referral-driven growth keeps outperforming ads. Combine those two ideas and you get our core play. Utilize systems and AI to create time, then allocate that saved time to the moments that foster loyalty and referrals. Now, let's get practical. If you're ready to borrow what works from the giants and make it fit for your business, here are the 5 moves you can make this week. 1, pick your community lane. Choose the space where your best outcomes and your best customers like to gather, and commit to being there. It might be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or another platform. Name the lane, write the promise in 1 sentence, and decide the cadence. 2, put a human face on the brand. If you're the owner, that's you. If you lead a team, pick 2 or 3 faces who will rotate. Record a simple welcome video. Pin it to your profiles. In your post, write like you talk, short sentences, clear value, 1 story at a time. 3, design the referral moment. Loyalty is bigger than points. Build the moment where a happy customer can easily introduce you to one friend. Give them a short script that they can personalize. Make the handoff warm. Thank both people fast. Track your wins publicly and celebrate without being overly sentimental. 4, set up your relationship system. Map the steps you want every customer to experience, from first hello to first success to first referral. Keep it on 1 page. List a sequence and timing. Decide what AI will do for you, like drafting messages or organizing your list, and decide where you step in as a person. Review it weekly and fix 1 bottleneck at a time. 5, host a room. Don't dominate it. The best communities are conversations, not broadcasts. Ask questions that invite stories. Share your own lessons and your misses. Feature your customers more than you feature yourself. And when people feel seen, they stay. Let me give you a simple picture. Big brands create community at scale, customer to customer. You can build community at eye level, person to person. They need millions of touches to move the needle. You need dozens. They have to work through layers. You can walk across a room. That's an advantage. Use it. Now you might be asking, where do I start if I'm not a natural on camera? Start writing. Post short posts about problems you solve and how you think. Share a win your customer just had with their permission. Ask 1 thoughtful question a day and respond to every comment with care. Over time, you'll find your voice, and then you can add audio or video if you want. The goal isn't to be a celebrity. The goal is to be known and trusted by the right people. Another question I often hear is, how do I measure this? Use simple signals. Are more of your conversations coming from warm intros? Are your repeat purchases growing? Are your DMs clearer and faster to close? Do people remember your name, not just your logo? Those are relationship metrics. They predict revenue better than reach. Let's bring it back to why this matters now. We're in a season where AI can multiply your effort, but it cannot replace your presence. If you hide behind automation, you might move faster for a while, but you'll lose the part that makes your business sticky. If you use AI to clear tasks and gather context, you'll have more time to do the human work that only you can do. That's the play you see at the top. The smartest teams are leveraging AI for the heavy lifting, then dedicating their time to relationships, community, and service. That's where durable growth lives. So here's the takeaway. Even the biggest brands win with relationships. You can too, without their budget. Lead with a human face. Build a simple system. Host a real community. Make it easy for happy customers to invite one friend. Use AI to do the heavy lifting. Use you to do the heart lifting. If this episode gave you something to think about, hit like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment with your own story. I'd love to hear it. Don't miss the next episode where we'll talk about the small business revolution and why now is the best time in years to build something you're proud of. And as always, remember, keep building relationships.
Thanks for listening to the Jim Lufkin Podcast, where AI meets real relationships. If an idea resonated with you, drop a comment or a question below so Jim can weigh in. And share this episode with one friend who would benefit. See you next time.